Hi there, welcome to FMCG by Alex, and today I would like to talk to you about listing and support fees. Let's start with what are listing and support fees. So, you have listing and slotting fees, which is basically the fee you pay to the store to get on the shelf. So, some stores do, some stores don't. The advantage of having listing fees is that the scrutiny your product is under is less, so you can actually list something as long as you pay the fee. There is still some process where the store buying team is going to determine whether it's worthwhile to put your product on the shelf. The more difficult ones, and especially in other countries than, let's say, Indonesia, you have some stores do, some stores don't. In the Netherlands, for example, you have almost already exclusively that regardless of what the money you pay, you need to have a product that is approved by all of the people in the buying department, and they run it through several committees, several tests basically, before you can do a limited test in store. So normally listing and slotting fees are quite usual in US, also in Asia. Europe have some, but many stores don't. The thing is that also it gives stores more of a freedom to decide, okay, this product really doesn't fit with us, so therefore we don't believe in stocking it. And the issue with it is that as soon as you charge money for it, your buyers will have a different focus, rather than selecting products that are maybe having the best chance to sell. So it's more about this margin or back margin that they are taking in. So listing fees are basically to list it. Slotting fees are really to get a specific space on the shelf. So this can also include like an off-location display or anywhere in the store, basically. Then you have something called marketing development funds. These are normally support fees. So you spend it on a promotion, on a discount, or on to display or to follow, let's say, the mailer, the brochure that is actually being sent out by the store on a regular basis, and you can feature in there maybe alongside with the promotion. So from this also is a promo fund. So a promo fund is basically where the marketing development funds are being deployed. Normally, this is a percentage of your total sales. So you do $100,000 a year with a store. Now, the promo fund might be 1 or 2%. So $1,000, $2,000 on promo fund might be more. So this is depends a lot on the company, on the importance of the store, etc. And of course, the bigger the sales, the bigger the potential, the more promo fund will be reserved. So it's a part of trading terms, basically. Trading terms are the terms of doing business with the store. Now, all of this is actually part of back margin support. So your front margin, which is, we sell something, we buy something for $1, we sell it for $2. Now, that's basically the front margin is $1, but the back margin, I'm also getting some money to actually put the product on the shelf. So beyond that front margin, you also get a back margin in the form of all sorts of fees that they are charging you from the side of the retailer. Usually this is within limits, so the front margin might not be as big. The back margin might be bigger in this case. So depends a little bit on the market, depends a little bit on the store as well, and what is usually in the market. So basically, how do you decide whether this makes sense for you? So my rule of thumb so far has always been somewhere between 100 and 150% of the first PO values, the first purchase order you get from the store, should be able to cover the listing fee. So if someone charges you $100 to list a product, and the PO is $150, that's actually 150% of the PO value. That of the PO value is 150% of the first of the listing fee. So in the end, this is a good rule of thumb. So somewhere between 100% and 150%, I would say, is a safe margin to go. I would say leave it very much up to you, whether you actually would like to, accept less. But normally this is just a matter of reasoning. As soon as you are giving in very early in the negotiation, and relationship, you say, okay, I really need you, don't you don't need me, then I guess you set the tone for any future negotiation. So it's sometimes good to put your foot down and just put. Yeah, I guess let stores also store buyers actually know that this is your terms, these are your terms, and they would need to follow them. Um, Having said that, it's a one-time investment, so I always see it a bit like, okay, so yeah, sure, it's might be expensive to list somewhere, but you will be there for the rest of your natural life. You'll be listed there. So just to give you an impression, my first employer in Indonesia was Ultra Jaya, Ultra Milk, so Ultra Jaya Milk Industry. This company started doing business. I think the first time they supplied some of these supermarkets was in 1975. So you have to imagine that in 2024, um, yeah, what they paid in listing fees in 1975, they've earned many, many, many times over, in terms of what they spent back then, which might have been, consideration back then. Should we pay a listing fee or not? So you have to imagine that if you knew, you normally are charged very, yeah, high fees or higher fees. Basically, it's a matter of, okay, we don't need you, you need us. So you have to always look at, is the risk of being rationalized or deleted is always there. So if your product is not selling or selling fast enough, then you will be deleted. So then your listing fee investment is gone. So that is always a thing to consider. If it's let's say $10 to list a product somewhere, okay, you can say, what the heck, I'll do it. If it's like $100,000 to list somewhere and then you might be deleted, yeah, that's maybe scratching your head and thinking twice before you take the risk, if that is a real risk for being deleted. So negotiation is also not forbidden, especially if it's larger amounts. Of course, yeah, you make a big difference. It's just by asking, yeah, being a salesman basically, just by asking, you can negotiate and you can maybe get better terms. Or if I do this, you do that. That is normally something that is working very well in terms of negotiation in retail. And then, also timing can change things. So if it's not for you now, meaning like, at this moment you can't get into a store and it's like, okay, the listing fee is too high and they just don't want to budge and they just feel like, okay, if you really pay this, then we'll list you, otherwise no. Timing, meaning sales and sales in other stores. If you do very well and your product is more popular in the market, you can maybe command a better deal the year after. So this is one of the things that timing can do for you. It can work for you, can also work against you, obviously. Yeah, like something that maybe smaller retailers now they will say, oh yes, please, let's list it. Once they get bigger, expand, the listing goes up, you might have a problem actually getting into the same retailer because they just added 10 more stores. So that's something that they become more valuable to every supplier, and therefore the price goes up. So this is the battle between suppliers also to get all of the retailers on board, basically. So I would really advise you to look at everything with a very critical eye, not say yes too quickly. If it's a small amount, I'm normally to say, okay, what the heck, let's do it. If it's a larger amount or the deal structure is a bit more complicated, where there are a lot of things that are needed to do it, yeah, I would say negotiate. Um, One last thing I would like to emphasize, I've covered this in other videos as well, but as soon as you decide to list somewhere and you are just putting it on the shelf and you're not activating the outlet, so meaning really doing something to promote the product, to actually activate all of the consumers inside the outlet, so meaning get some attention for your product, meaning a promotion or a sampling activity or some other way to just excite the crowd in the market. Listing somewhere is probably not going to be worth it. So you will always have disappointing results if you are just putting it on the shelf and it's in between 100 other products that you don't stand out, basically. Not saying you don't sell, but you can't expect brilliant results if you are not willing to support it and really invest also a little bit more in it. So just listing it. So that's why the promo fund is very important, and the promotional activities that you design together with the buyer. Buyers normally have a very good view of, oh, this works normally with us. Now, you can think of something very complicated, but maybe it's very simple. It's something that always works in the stores. They know their customers better than you do, namely. That's something to go with. So just wanted to share this with you, and I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you want to ask a question, please don't hesitate to send me a message at alex@devriessalesconsultancy.com. The address is above here. Would love to see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.